Thank you so much, Tanya, for the wonderful, wonderful presentation. Let's give everybody a round of applause for Tanya's presentation and how to show everything is so easy with the Karen Burniston pop-ups. And we're going to continue this. So thank you, Tanya, from KB Riley and Company. And what we're going to do today, this is the 1089 Rockin Rectangle pop-up. So I am Maria B, the 𝐂𝐬𝐧𝐥𝐢 lady from 𝐒𝐿𝐻cheaperthantherapy.com. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make this little guy kind of rock back and forth. You're just going to kind of see. We're not going to totally like deck out this card, but we're going to kind of get to the nitty gritty on it, okay? So these are the dies that you get inside of here. I'm just going to kind of briefly, there's a little bit of instructions that are back on here, and there's also videos on the website as well. And so, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you like a hands-on kind of thing. So this is basically a window card, and we took one of the dies out of the package and cut the actual window from there. And that is actually how we also cut these scalloped rectangle windows here. But if you notice that this scalloped rectangle is a solid, so if you have this and then you cut out the inside of it, then you have another piece there. So so we're going to have two of these. These are going to cover up a little window, and I'm going to show you. We've got some extra pieces. I already put some ice cream together. We've got the inside and the outside fronts, and we've got a little piece of acetate, which is kind of hard to see. So the adhesive that I'm using today is going to be the 𝐂𝐬𝐧𝐥𝐢 Express Glue. It's super quick drying. It holds really, really well. And I'm also going to be using the It's Cheaper Than Therapy applicator bottles, which I've turned over onto just a little wet paper towel that I spritzed with just a little bit of, spray bottle. And this is a couple of the other pieces that are also going to be used here in the card. So this is going to be your main pop-up, and I'm just popping out the little thing when you die cut it and stuff. But what I want to point out to you, and I'm hoping that you can see this, and I'm going to kind of get closer here. You can. And you can see the score lines. There's basically 3 score lines here. And so you just want to look for just the solid one that's right there. And we're going to be showing you how to do that and in a moment. And there's also score lines on this one as well, and you can see. So I also have a bone folder, a die pick, we don't really need the flower shaper, and the tweezers. And so I'm going to kind of put this to the side for just a minute, and we're going to kind of just work on the mechanism first. All right, and because the mechanism still needs to go together no matter what, but we're going to kind of get it put together just so that you can see how easy that it is, and then the glue will really kind of dry and everything on there too for you. Okay, so this is the actual, these little tabs that are right here, they'll actually fit into these little slots, and I'm going to show you how they go in here in just a minute. But first, what we're going to start is, we're going to start off with this little tab, and we're going to start with the score line. Let me see if I get that light a little bit better. All right, we're going to fold this one as a mountain fold, okay? And so what I'm doing is just making sure like everything is just real nice and straight. Do your little mountain fold, and if you'd like, you can just do your little bone folder. And then we're going to do a valley fold, which is, the mountain is like a mountain, like a peak, and then the valley is like a V, like a valley. And then we're going to do a mountain on the third one right here. So it's kind of basically an accordion fold. But what you want to do too is when you fold them over, make sure that they're real nice and straight before you give it the score, because you can kind of cattywampus them a little bit. That's my daughter's favorite word, cattywampus. All right, so I'm going into that other scoring line right here, and I'm just going to give it the little bone folder. All right. Okay, so basically you have this right here. So it kind of goes back and forth. You got the mountain, valley, and mountain. Or mountain, valley, and mountain. Doesn't really matter on there. All right, so this piece here is you have these little tabs off the sides of the little legs. And what these are is you want to make sure that these pieces are cut out of cardstock, because since they're your main mechanism kind of going back and forth, you want to make sure that they're going to really hold. But these little tabs that fold back behind here, they're to build strength behind the little legs so they don't bend. And so I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive, kind of making sure I get to the edges, but not outside the edges. You don't need a whole lot of adhesive on there. And just going to kind of give that a little hold. Just give it a little squeeze. All right. So to get the basic pieces here, these little tabs are actually wider than the slots. So on the outside, you're going to actually take it and give it a little angled bend. You see that? The little angled bend. And I'm going to do it on this side because then that way they'll go into the slots and we'll actually pull them back out. But you're going to want to go in from the underside of this, okay? So if you have your little legs and you have the left leg is going to go in this slot and the right leg is going to go in this slot. When you put the little legs in there, start off on the side that has the notch that you did not bend. And so you can put it in there and then move the little notch over and then come back and unfold the little corner. And we're going to adhere them down here in just a minute. So it's going to give it some more strength. You're not going to have to worry about that. Let me get that little tab off of there. There we go. You're going to go in on the side that you did not fold first. And that gives it just that little bit more room. It kind of has like a little lock. And then you'll pull that one out and you'll have the little tab slot. All right, so you did this from the underneath, okay? So you did that from the underneath. Now, what you're gonna have is you have to, before you push and adhere these other little pieces down, you're gonna make sure everything is real nice and straight first. So you have that little bit of a wiggle room, but you're not gonna have a lot of wiggle room, okay? So one thing we're gonna have to do is this little tab that's right here, we're gonna have to adhere that down. And so I'm just gonna put a little adhesive here on this little guy. Got just a little bit too much. I'm gonna take my little paper towel, but that's okay. You're not gonna see them anyways. And then you're gonna take this one. Let me turn it this way so you guys can see. Just put a little bit of adhesive on that little tab. And then you're going to hold this little guy down too. And this adhesive dries clear as well. So it's really, really a good adhesive. So even if you get a little piece on here, that's okay. I got a little bit more on there than I wanted to. We wipe that little guy off. But we're going to put a piece of cardstock on there as well. So in your set, okay, so you're going to have this little guy right here. So I know we got that little piece on there, but that's okay. We can show you that it's not gonna bother anything. Because, why? These little pieces, this is the inside of one of the frames, the smallest one. And this one here is designed to fit right on top of this tab. And this one is designed to fit right here. So even if you get a little bit on there, that's okay. We're going to take and adhere these down. And so I'm going to put a little adhesive on this square. I like to use my handy dandy tweezers. And that's going to cover up that little tab. These are the 𝐂𝐬𝐧𝐥 reverse action tweezers. We're going to take this one and we're going to cover that one up too. So that's a really great thing. Plus it also gives it a little bit more strength as well, you know, that you can do that with. Okay, so how you're going to put this mechanism together, you're going to actually, just going to put the front of this together first really quick. So we're going to take this acetate, we're going to put it on here. And I'm just going to take a little of adhesive and just go around the edge of the rectangle window that we had already created. We used the dies to do that. So I'm kind of focusing more a little bit onto the pop-up. You can always make windows. That's not a big deal at all, okay? But make sure you use really good, strong adhesive. This right here, we also cut this out pretty much almost at the same time. And so we're going to just quickly adhere that down as well. Making sure that you cover the window frame rectangle just perfectly. So it just lines right up into that area there. All right, now what we're also going to do is on the front of this one, this is actually the window that's going to be covered up. So we're going to just quickly, and I'm just doing this quickly so we can focus it on that mechanism. So we got 20 wonderful minutes here. And I'm going to take that one, and it kind of frames that in really nice. But to give it a really nice look on the inside, we've done another one as well. And so this one here will cover up the inside and really give it that really pretty nice finished look on the inside and on the outside. Okay, so now this guy right here is just going to be adhered down onto the inside. Now this is a vertical A2 size card, so it's still an A2, and you can do these cards in whatever, you know, whatever way, and they will fit on A2s for the pop-ups and the mechanism. Okay, so we have that basic piece right there. So look at how fast that was really, really easy for you. Okay, so now we're going to actually put the mechanism together. All right, so this piece right here, the little tapered piece, is going to actually be on this side, and we're going to actually adhere it down right into the crease of the card, just like this. And we're going to stick it right into the middle. Now you can move this around wherever you want to. You can put your window wherever you want to, and you can manipulate it. But we're going just right into the window, right into the middle, sorry, of that. So let me put some adhesive on this little guy right here. And right up to the edge, right up to the edge of the card. Or the fold of the card, I should say. I get like so excited of this. Let's see if we can zoom that in maybe a little bit more. Get that in there for you guys. Okay, so this was the last piece that was right here that it also has, you know, like the little fold and stuff. Okay. Okay, so it does have like a crease line, but we're not going to fold it over and adhere it. You're going to actually put some adhesive on this one, and we're going to let it pick up from the other side. Okay? So don't get on your little acetate window. And I'm just going to take just a little tab of paper towel. Make sure that that little corner doesn't go out there. Okay, so now we're just going to fold this over and just kind of give it a little bit of a rub. So it'll pick it up. And I'm going to hold it right here just because the glue hasn't really dried yet. But you can see how this little mechanism is just kind of coming out. Look at that. You see it gives like a little dip. Look how adorable that is. Okay. And so this will be like a top pop-up like this one. So you just got to kind of watch and see if it's going to hit like your little window. But right here is where everything is working. It's working really, really, really well. And so now you want to make sure, get all your little dusties off of there. You can wipe your window. You can do some window washing here in a minute. We got a little linty stuff. So you can take this guy, which we basically took the rectangle, adhered the red on there. And you can put him right up on this part right here. So what you want to do is keep holding it, turn it over, all right? And you're going to get this to where it's folded. You're going to get this to where it's folded, okay? Just like this. And we're going to put adhesive on this part here, so you're not going to see that tab either. And when you fold it all up, make sure it folds all together, not outward, okay? It's really important, and I'm going to kind of do it on a sideways thing here. So I'm going to get it folded and then get that right underneath the window, making sure that everything is straight, and really just kind of hold it. And really, this is just basically, you know, everything else after that is just extremely, you know, decoration. So if you want to make sure that that doesn't catch on this little guy right here, and sometimes you have to kind of work it a little bit, work the folds a little bit, you know, when it's really new and all of that stuff. Let me pan out just a little. Okay, when it's really, really new, you're going to want to kind of work those folds. And so you can do other things. You can put like, you know, a little word, or you can put a little, you know, something peeking over the edge of you know, whatever it is. You can actually take this little guy right here, and we're going to actually put him right onto the card. And I've already put these together just for speed wise. You can do pop dots and all different kinds of things, okay? And then this little guy is going to go in the front, wherever you like it. Wherever you would like it. And you can take the happy birthday. You could actually put the happy birthday into the window. This is one of the Karen Burniston ones, but I'm going to actually use the It's Cheaper Than Therapy, these sentiments. And this one is the Just For You. And we're going to take that and run it just right along the edge here on the front of the card. Actually, we could do it right here. This actually works really well. And don't worry about the little tails that stick out, because if you wanted to do it on the vertical side of it, you can see that it actually does work with that as well, including larger cards, you know. And so we can take this, and if you're worried about putting the adhesive everywhere, put a little bit. Else had taught us this. I saw that. Thank you, Else. And you're going to kind of see where it's going to go. So I'm going to just do a little bit of the tail and just the letters. And it works really well just kind of getting in those really weird little fine areas. So take your little tweezers. You could even bend it, make it kind of, you know, curve a little bit if you wanted to. And I'm going to take this little guy and put him right here. And then you can trim it off with your little scissors. I'm just going to kind of just hold that right there, just like that. Let me find my little scissors. We got it trimmed off just for you. So how did you guys like this? The Rockin rectangle. Isn't this really pretty easy? You could put pictures, you could put announcements, you can put all different kinds of things in there, stamped images, all of that. But look how he just dips right on down. You can see that. And he's just super cute. I just love the Rockin rectangle. And ta-da! Thank you all so very, very much. We hope you enjoy our show special. And we're going to be doing some sales on everything. So, you know, you can actually put this on the inside if you wanted to, somewhere, wherever you wanted to. I'm not going to actually use the happy birthday. I'm just going to do the Just For You today. So thank you so much. It's cheaperthantherapy.com, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.